When I first traveled to Japan, there was one thing I couldn't stop thinking about: the trains. Not just because they were fast, but because everything just worked. You could cross huge parts of the country in just a few hours. Trains arrived almost exactly on time, and despite carrying millions of people every day, the whole system felt incredibly smooth. It made me wonder, how did Japan actually build one of the best high speed rail networks in the world? Well, in this video, we're going to answer that question in two parts. First, I'm going to break down the Shinkansen network and explain how it all fits together, why each line exists, and how it connects Japan's biggest cities. Then we'll look ahead to the future, where new trains and new technology are pushing high speed rail even further. So, let's start at the beginning. So, what actually makes Japan's high speed rail network so incredibly good? Well, it's not just because the trains are fast, it's because the entire network was designed from one job: moving people as efficiently as possible. Unlike many countries, the Shinkansen doesn't share its track with freight trains or slow commuter service, since it has its own dedicated railway, meaning there are no level crossings, very few delays, and trains can safely run at over 300 kilometers an hour. The network itself is surprisingly simple. Everything starts in Tokyo. From there, the Tokaido Shinkansen heads south through cities like Nagoya and Kyoto before reaching Osaka. It's the busiest high-speed rail line in the world, connecting Japan's biggest cities and carrying hundreds of thousands of passengers every day. But it doesn't stop there. From Osaka, the network continues west towards Hiroshima, head north from Tokyo, and you can travel all the way towards Hokkaido. Other lines branch off to places like Kanazawa and across Kyushu, creating a network that stretches almost the entire length of the country. Another clever idea is that not every train stops everywhere. Some trains, like the Nozomi, only stop at the biggest cities, while others stop more often to serve smaller communities. It means people traveling long distances get there faster, without leaving smaller cities behind. And then there are the stations. Places like Tokyo, Shin Osaka, and Hakata aren't just train stations, they're huge transport hubs. One of the best things about the Shinkansen is just how simple they are to use. You can buy tickets at the station, book them online before your trip, or if you are visiting Japan, use a rail pass on many services. Once you've got your ticket, it's just a matter of finding your platform and boarding the right carriage. There are both reserved and non-reserved seats, so even if you haven't booked ahead of time, there's often still a place to sit. And because trains run so frequently, missing one is never really a huge problem. There are also a few simple etiquette rules. Passengers line up before the train arrives, let everyone get off first, and keep noise to a minimum once they're on board. Conversations and phone calls are always avoided, creating a much quieter atmosphere than many people might be used to. Eating is completely normal, especially on longer journeys, but there's an unwritten rule to be considerate of the people around you. Many people bring an ekibin, which is a box meal sold at the stations before you're on the train. So just a note, they don't sell food on the train or deliver food like what you get on a plane. Um, Strong smelling food like burgers, fried chicken, or anything with a really noticeable smell are generally avoided out of courtesy for the other passengers. They're small things, but together they can create a really pleasant travel experience. If you want a bit more comfort, you can also book a green car ticket. It's basically first class, but on board the Shinkansen. It comes with bigger seats, much more legroom, and a quieter ride. On some services, you can even order food and drinks straight to your seats via a mobile system. This makes longer journeys much more comfortable. It costs more than a normal but for many people it's worth it. In my opinion, from pictures I've seen of the green car seats, I don't think it's worth it, but that's up for you to decide. So, what's next for the Shinkansen? Well, Japan isn't finished building its high speed rail network. New trains are already being developed to replace older ones. They'll use less energy, have updated interiors, and include new technology to improve the way that they operate. There are also plans to extend part of the network, connecting more cities over the coming years. And then there's the maglev. Instead of running on wheels, it uses powerful magnets to lift the train slightly above the track. Because the train isn't touching the rails, there's much less friction. That means it can travel much faster than a normal Shinkansen, while also reducing wear on the track. If it's successful, it could become the next step for high-speed rail in Australia and Japan.